Imagine traveling thousands of miles, braving storms, predators, hunger, and exhaustion just to survive. For animals, this isn't an epic adventure, it's life or death. From monarch butterflies fluttering across continents to whales swimming halfway around the globe, animal migration is one of the most awe-inspiring and perilous phenomena on Earth. But why do they do it? Why risk so much, endure so long, and fight so hard, just to reach a destination that isn't even guaranteed to be safe? The answer reveals a delicate balance between instinct, survival, and the devastating impact of a changing planet. Migration is not just about distance, it's about timing, biology, and environment, all syncing perfectly. Animals don't migrate for fun. They move because their lives depend on it. Whether it's escaping a harsh winter, finding food, or reproducing, every journey has a purpose. But what happens when climate change disrupts their ancient roots? What happens when the safe havens they rely on disappear? This is when migration turns from a miracle into a gamble. And every year, fewer animals are winning that gamble. Some of the most famous migrants are birds. Millions of them navigating entire continents, often flying non-stop for days. The Arctic tern, for example, travels from the Arctic to the Antarctic and back again over 44,000 miles a year. That's like circling the Earth nearly twice. They don't have GPS, maps, or guides. Just instinct and magnetic sensing built into their biology. But even the slightest disruption, like a storm or habitat loss, can send them fatally off course. One wrong turn, and an entire flock can vanish without a trace. Then there are the wildebeest of Africa, stampeding across the Serengeti in search of fresh grass and water. Their journey is among the most dramatic and dangerous migrations in the world. Crocodiles lie in wait at river crossings, lions stalk them from the shadows, and exhaustion kills thousands along the way. But stopping isn't an option. If they stay, they starve. If they move, they risk death. Migration is not a choice. It's an instinct carved by millennia of survival. Marine animals face an entirely different challenge, migrating across a vast, borderless, and often hostile ocean. Humpback whales travel over 5,000 miles between breeding and feeding grounds. Sea turtles cross oceans to return to the exact beach where they were born. Salmon swim upstream, against raging currents, to lay their eggs in the freshwater rivers of their origin. These journeys are brutal with few survivors. But the species depends on the few that make it back. The ocean is vast, but even there, the path to survival is razor-thin. Insects like the monarch butterfly perform one of the most fragile and mysterious migrations known. Weighing less than a paperclip, these butterflies fly up to 3,000 miles across North America to reach their winter sanctuaries in Mexico. What's stunning is that the butterflies who arrive are not the same individuals who left. It takes multiple generations to complete the round trip. That means they're flying to a place they've never seen, based entirely on inherited memory. But what happens when those winter forests are cut down? Every year, hundreds of millions of animals move across borders, through cities, over mountains, and beneath oceans. And every year, the obstacles grow deadlier. Urban sprawl, highways, pollution, and climate shifts are turning ancient migratory paths into traps. Animals collide with glass buildings, get struck by cars, or find that their once safe habitats have become unrecognizable wastelands. Some turn back, others die trying, and each year fewer complete the journey. Scientists have found that migratory behavior is not just hardwired, it's also learned. Young animals often follow older ones to learn the path. But when those elders are lost to poaching or environmental disaster, entire generations forget how to migrate. It's like deleting a living map from their brains. Without that knowledge, even instinct isn't enough. Species can survive in numbers, yet still collapse because the route to survival was lost forever. Migration also creates an invisible thread that connects ecosystems across the world. When birds eat insects in one country and pollinate plants in another, they are knitting together environments that seem unrelated. Whales fertilize entire ocean zones with their movements. Wolves, once reintroduced into Yellowstone, even influenced river patterns through their effect on migrating prey. So when migratory species vanish, the ripple effect hits not just one location but many, often in unexpected ways. But not all hope is lost. Conservation groups are fighting to protect migratory corridor safe zones where animals can travel without barriers. In some places, Animal bridges are being built over highways. In others, laws are being passed to stop deforestation in key resting zones. But it's a race against time. Because once a species forgets how to migrate, that knowledge cannot be easily recovered. The question is, can we act before nature forgets its own directions? One of the most tragic examples is the saiga antelope of Central Asia. Once migrating in herds of millions, their numbers have plummeted due to poaching and disease. Without enough members to sustain migration, many saigas now stay in degraded areas where they slowly die off. The migration that once protected them is now a lost memory. And scientists warn that once these patterns are broken, restoring them is nearly impossible. In the Arctic, caribou herds are facing a silent crisis. Warmer temperatures are altering the timing of plant growth. So when caribou arrive at their usual feeding grounds, the food they need has already wilted. Their calves are born into landscapes that no longer match their ancestors' rhythm. Starvation becomes a greater threat than predators. And slowly, a centuries-old migration begins to unravel. Even birds, with all their flight advantages, are not safe. Songbirds migrating through North America are being thrown off by artificial lights, climate shifts, and skyscrapers. Some arrive too early, before insects hatch. Others get trapped in urban areas where they can't find food. A delay of just a few days can mean death. Migration is not just movement, it's precision. When that precision is disrupted, the consequences are fatal. Technology is helping us understand the incredible complexity of migration like never before. GPS trackers, satellite imaging, and AI allow researchers to follow individual animals across the globe. We can now see how one change like a dam or forest fire can send shockwaves through an entire migratory system. But knowing is not enough. If data isn't followed by action, migration will become a spectacle we used to witness before the roads, before the cities, before the silence. Animals migrate not because they want to, but because evolution taught them they had to. It's a behavior rooted in ancient instincts, tied to survival, reproduction, and weather. Breaking that behavior is like cutting the lifeline of a species. You can't replace it with adaptation overnight. And as the planet changes faster than animals can adjust, the very instinct that once ensured survival could now lead them to extinction. Children growing up today may never see a sky darkened by migrating birds or a horizon rumbling with wildebeest. These once common sights are vanishing before our eyes. Not because the animals are weak, but because the world they were built to navigate is disappearing. And as the threads of migration break, so too does the balance of life on Earth. What disappears next might not be an animal, but an entire ecosystem. Humans, too, are part of this web. Our food systems, weather patterns, and even water supplies are influenced by animal migrations. When fish no longer return to rivers, entire fishing communities collapse. When pollinators vanish, crops fail. Migration may seem distant and wild, but its effects reach into your kitchen, your wallet, your health. The loss of migration isn't just a wildlife issue, it's a human crisis in disguise. But there is still time. By protecting key habitats, creating migration-friendly policies, and reducing carbon emissions, we can keep these ancient journeys alive. We can make space for animals to move, feed, and reproduce. Because if they can survive the perilous path, the least we can do is ensure there's a destination at the end. Their struggle is not one of weakness, but of resilience. And resilience, when met with action, can still turn the tide. Migration is one of the last remaining wonders of the natural world. It's a living testament to what nature can do when given space and time. Every year it unfolds across skies, seas, forests, and deserts, telling stories older than humanity itself. To lose that is to lose a part of Earth's soul. The question is, will we stand by and watch it vanish, or will we act while there's still something left to save? The next time you see birds flying overhead or watch a documentary on whale migrations, remember it's not just beautiful, it's vital, it's fragile, it's a miracle balancing on the edge of survival. And right now, that miracle needs our help, because if we lose it, we won't just be losing animals, we'll be losing the ancient rhythm that holds this planet together. One migration at a time, one decision at a time, before the path disappears forever.